Hello, friends. My name is David Trotter. I'm the founder and publisher of Awaken Magazine, and I want to welcome you to our second episode of Channeling Love and Wisdom. And so I also want to welcome my partner in crime, Fil Woodhouse from Intuitive Hypnotherapy in the UK. Phil.
Lovely to meet everybody. Yes, it's me, Fil Woodhouse. As David announced, from the UK, past life regression specialist, psychic medium, dealing with all sorts and working across the globe. Delighted to be here and working with David once again, seeing what comes through for our lovely, wonderful guests.
Yes, and today we have two guests with us. We have Sam. Sam, where are you located?
Oh, hi. I'm from a village in from Kent in the UK. So, yeah.
Yes, Kent in the UK. And Mike, how about yourself?
I'm from Denver, Colorado.
Great. It is great to have both of our guests with us today. Each time we do this, we invite a couple of guests on that are kind of either friends of Phil or friends of a friend, people that I don't necessarily know, with the purpose of serving them to share messages of love and wisdom from my team, my guides. Over the last couple of years, I have been working with three unseen friends. They are loving and wise beings that I've come to know by the names of Elvin, Escalon, and the Light of Christ. And I met them through actually a process of automatic writing that I was learning from a channeling mentor named Sean Randall, who you may have seen in a documentary called Tuning In. And I just began to work with them, and through some medicine ceremonies, and then more in the last 6 months with Phil through regression therapy sessions, they really started coming in through very strong without the use of medicine. And so I have been sharing these messages with people in more of a private format with Phil, where we would invite guests to our weekly sessions, and just as a way to give me an opportunity to become clearer and clearer as a channel, but also to serve people. That is my heart's desire. One of the things that we asked them early on was, why are you reaching out to David to work with him in this way? And they said, because he has had a desire to bring about healing, physical, emotional, spiritual healing to people since he was very young. And that really resonated with me. And so that is what we have been doing. This is actually our second time doing this. And so it is a bit of an experiment of doing this via live stream. So I don't feel called at this time in my life to offer one-on-one sessions like a lot of channels. That just doesn't, my focus is on Awaken Magazine and serving the people that we serve there. But I do feel a strong sense of calling that whatever is happening in and through me needs to be shared with people, and that it is very sacred, and it is for the goal of service, to serve people, right? To serve individual people, but also perhaps more of a collective as well. So Phil, that's a little bit about what has been happening. For those of you who don't know me, I was a pastor for 10 years here in Southern California in the evangelical Christian atmosphere. About 2008, I transitioned out of that, and I've spent the last 17, 18 years in the process of deconstructing my faith. And then I would say about 5 years, but basically essentially 5 years ago, I really started opening up to a much more inclusive type of spirituality. And we started Awaken Magazine a little less than 2 years ago as a way to amplify the voices of conscious leaders, healers, and coaches. Because if I can help those individuals share their message of love, healing, transformation to a broader audience, then that'll impact our world in a beautiful way. And selfishly, it just lights me up, makes me excited. So yeah, that's a bit about me. Phil, what do you want to share about yourself and about this journey that we've been on together?
Okay, so obviously I'm a past life regression therapist, hypnotherapist, and obviously when we first started working, you came to me for something specific, and I was absolutely quite shocked and surprised when you started channeling, but and blown away at the same time.
not specifically for channeling, just to be clear.
No,
I was coming
no,
to you
you
for
didn't.
some grief that I was
No.
processing.
Exactly. And I literally jumped out of my chair, because one minute it was just very calm, and then next minute, once you started, and just to forewarn everybody here as well, it just happens very quickly and suddenly at times, or it depends upon how the process will be today, but that's my experience working with David, and absolutely blown away. I've said this before, and you brought insights for me and for my family and the people that I asked about. Obviously, nothing to disclosure-ish, very in keeping with working ethically, and I was just absolutely blown away by, I'm more used to working with people, stuff going on this lifetime, past lifetime, ancestral, the odd spirit and entity attachment that I've worked with, but channeling in this way, it has been extremely transformative for myself. I have worked with another client working metaphysically. We did 277 sessions working that way. So there's different aspects of working with regression, but also just understanding that there is more out there and being open to that. So I've been holding space for David during the sessions, and absolutely loving it. So yeah.
I muted myself with a slight cough there for a second ago. Phil has just been a gift to me to hold space on a weekly basis for quite a few months now, and giving me the opportunity to cultivate this. Even though it's been happening to me over the last couple of years, the last 5 or so months have been really transformative, us working together. And so we started talking about what it would be like to share that in a little bit broader way. So that's what we're doing here today. So the flow, essentially, Phil's going to take me into a bit of a short trance state. Although I can do that on my own, I like just doing it with Phil because it takes me to a kind of a deeper place, and I like to collaborate with her. And by the way, I think I've got let's see, her information here. If you want to book a session with Phil, you can do that at intuitivehypnotherapy.co.uk. And so you've got that information as well. She works with anybody around the globe. So she'll take me into a bit of a hypnotic trance-like state, and they'll come in, and then we'll see what they have to share today, either collectively or individually. And it'll be good. Sound good, Phil?
Awesome. Let's see what today brings. I'm excited because it's not just the messages that he brings to yourselves, guys, but also the message he brings as a collective. And usually I'm sitting there jotting it down. I've got like files and files of the work we've done. Sometimes 9 pages. I'm just writing verbatim, although the sessions are recorded. There's just some things just land really heavily. So I'll ask him to expand on those and bring forth deeper insights. So yeah.
Also, real quick, we shared this with Sam and Mike before we went live, but a couple things. One, these sessions are obviously held in the container of unconditional love, and that really is the essence of these guides that are coming through. They have told me that their purpose in working with me is not to deliver some big giant cosmic wisdom, but it is to bring a healing frequencies, healing words, healing messages. And so that's what we'll see, I assume, what will come through. The other is that, as I've shared with Sam and Mike, is that as you're watching, if something resonates with you strongly, receive it as a message for you as well. If something feels a little odd or kind of off, just maybe set it to the side and see if that might resonate with you. Sometimes it can take people weeks, months down the road to go, oh, that's what that meant. And then if something feels off to you, like, well, that sounds kind of out of left field, kind of wacky, just let it pass on by, just let it go on by and don't think anything of it. Maybe it's my humanity getting in the middle of the
Can I just add to that? Sometimes David will speak metaphorically. So there's that aspect of it as well. He may say, take a ride on a horse. He's not saying go horseback riding. He's just saying, embrace being free and wild. So that's just another way of him conveying that message. I just wanted to put that out there as well.
And I think we keep adding things here because Phil and I are kind of new at doing this together. But the other thing I would just, give you a heads up on is there is a form of language that comes through that's connecting me to the spirit realm called light language. So it is not meant for you to necessarily be understood in terms of a logical sense, but it is more energetic frequencies that are coming through as well. So, all right, let's get started.
Did you want to, sorry, David, did you want to just the camera, the angle?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. We found that this might be better so that our guests don't feel like they're in the spotlight as as things are happening. So they're not feeling like they can't, laugh or whatever they want to do during this time.
Take some nice big deep breaths in, David. Ooh. And some nice big deep breaths out. Breathing into the count of 5 and breathing out to the count of 7. Breathing in all that calm and relaxation. And breathing out any stress, any tension, anything that does not serve you. Just allowing it to be expelled with your outer breaths. And as you sit there listening to the sound of my voice.
You have a fan on, Phil?
I do. Let me turn it off. Can you hear me now?
Thank you.
Excellent. And as you hear any sounds that you may hear during this session will just help you to go that much more deeper, including any external sounds that you may hear. All I'm asking you to do, David, is just to allow yourself to just surrender to the process of trance, just letting go. And as you sit there listening to the sound of my voice, I'm going to ask you to imagine a beautiful beam of light descending down from the sky, past the hemisphere, the atmosphere, past the clouds, coming to land gently on the crown of your head. This is your beam of light connected to source, bringing forth with it insights, love, healing, a lightness, and a sense of relaxation. There may be a warm sensation on the crown of your head as your beautiful beam of light travels down the sides of your face, past your cheeks, towards your neck and your shoulders. And as it does so, every single cell in every single muscle, tendon, and ligament feels that wonderful, healing, relaxing energy being absorbed deep, deep within. Just allow those sensations to grow, to flow, and to expand all by themselves. And as that beautiful beam of light, your beam of light, continues down your shoulders, towards your elbows, your wrists, and the tips of your fingers. Again, every single cell, in every single muscle, tendon, and ligament feels that wonderful, relaxing, soothing, healing energy being absorbed deep, deep within. Just allow those sensations to grow, to flow, and to expand all by themselves. And as that beautiful beam of light, your beam of light, connected to source, travels down your chest towards your abdomen and your hips. Again, every single cell, in every single muscle, tendon, and ligament, in every single internal organ, feels that wonderful, powerful, healing light energy being absorbed deep, deep within. Again, just allow that feeling to grow, to expand and to flow. And as that beam of light continues down your legs towards your knees, your shins, ankles, and the tips of your toes. Again, every single cell in every single muscle, tendon, and ligament feels that wonderful, healing, relaxing energy being absorbed deep, deep within. Every single part of you has absorbed that powerful energy connected to source from your beam of light, David. And as you sit there, that powerful energy flowing through you, I'm going to ask you to imagine the stairway. This is the stairway of trance, David. You have been up this stairway many a time before, and at the top of the stairway there lies a beautiful, relaxing, healing place where your journey begins. But to reach that place, you need to go deep, David. Each step that you take takes you 10 times deeper than the step before. Each step that you take takes you closer as you ascend higher. And with each step that you take, your consciousness expands and grows, flows, connects, and receives those insights. So take that first step up, David. And as you do, just feel yourself going 10 times deeper into that wonderful, peaceful state of trance, into that wonderful, peaceful state of inner focus. Then the step before, ascending higher, getting closer, going deeper, much, much deeper. Consciousness expanding from the room that you are sitting in, the town or city that you are residing in, the country that you are living in, the planet that you find yourself in, beyond this realm, expanding, growing, flowing, connecting, and receiving those insights as you take the second step up, going 20 times deeper into that wonderful, peaceful state of trance than 2 steps before, ascending higher, getting closer, going deeper, much, much deeper. Consciousness expanding, growing, flowing, connecting, and receiving all by itself. As you take the third step up, any resistance that you may feel can be left there on the stairway, for it does not serve you in this session as you find yourself going 30 times deeper into that wonderful, peaceful state of trance than 3 steps before, ascending higher, getting closer, going deeper, much, much deeper. Consciousness expanding, growing, flowing, connecting, receiving, taking the 4th step up, David. And as you do, just feel yourself going 40 times deeper than 4 steps before, 40 times deeper into that wonderful, peaceful state of trance, ascending higher, getting closer, going deeper. Consciousness expanding, growing, flowing, connecting, and receiving. Continue going up the stairway, David. Each step taking you 10 times deeper than the step before. Each step taking you closer as you ascend higher. Your consciousness flowing, growing, expanding, connecting, and receiving. For when you find yourself at the top of the stairway, the journey, your journey to find the answers has begun.
kila babari under kila bria tarashi kila babari under kila bria toroshi. Ilo roshi la babari under kilo roshi la babari under kilo roshi kila babari under kilo roshi kila babari under kilo roshi kila babari under kila bria toro kila rashi. Roshi la babari under kila bria toro shi la babari under kila bria toro ki. La papari under kila bria toro shi kila babari under kila bria toro kila bria toro kila bria toro kila bria toro ki. Oh, roshi kila papari under kila bria toro kila bria toro kila bria toro kila bria toro shi. Just need to go a little bit deeper, you guys. So give me just a moment. Yes, we are here today. Oh, it is so good to be with you, Sam and Mike. Oh, yes. Yes, it is a delight to be with you today. If we have not met before, my name is Elvin. Yes, and it is such a delight to be with you and to be working with David today. Dear David. There are times when he is a bit resistant to certain types of connecting. It could be because he is tired or he has other things on his mind, but he has such a deep and genuine heart to serve you, and he has allowed us to bring these messages, as he says, of love and wisdom to you today. Michael, we would like to begin by sharing a vision that we have of your internal world. There is within you these two aspects that perhaps you may have either consciously or unconsciously kept apart for quite some time. Yes. And we would describe these aspects of your internal world as the masculine and the feminine. And we see that there have been seasons of your life when you have tried to jettison one or the other. Seeking to be a bit more masculine because that is what the culture has asked you to be. Or there have been times when you have been driven to be more in the feminine because that is what you have desired to be. And there is an opportunity that stands before you in this very moment to bring both of those beautiful aspects of who you are together as one. There is no need to separate that which is called masculine, a perhaps sense of strength that rises up within you, and
feminine, the creative, the perhaps more in touch with one's emotions, the desire to connect with aesthetics and beauty and creativity. There is no need to keep these things separate from one another. That there is a richness, a beautiful texture, a combining of that which is powerful, that which is creative and beautiful, and seeing them come together and dance as if you are seeing a typical man and a woman dancing upon a ballroom dance floor, swaying back and forth and taking steps in unison, in alignment with one another, that the aspect of your divine masculine and divine feminine would be allowed to unite and dance together. And this may impact the way that, of course, your internal world feels, bringing about a greater degree of acceptance of all parts of who you are. Not downplaying one or the other, saying this is somehow too much or bad or wrong or too intense or not intense enough, but just allowing it to be as it is. And it will also require you to reframe different ways in which you allow these things to express themselves in your external world. The way perhaps that you dress, the way that you have relationships with the people that are around you, allowing your emotions to flow more freely in times where you may have held them back and stuffed them down and kept them deep inside of yourself. And allowing them to begin to come out. Perhaps that looks like a little bit of playful laughter. And moments when you might have stayed more serious. Perhaps that looks like a tear coming to your eye. When you may have in the past sucked it back up inside of you. Perhaps it means being more open with one's heart. When the person you're with has been used to you perhaps being more reserved. These changes will manifest as one becomes more comfortable with the integration of one's masculine and feminine and allowing them to dance within oneself. And there will be moments of discomfort where one feels like, is this too much for the other individual? Is it too much for the world in which I'm living? Is it too much? It is not. 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 It is your own individual journey of integration and appreciation. Why? Because you have been made in the most beautiful way. The most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful way. And the self-acceptance will result in a deeper degree of love. Love for oneself, but also for the people around you. You will be able to receive their love in a greater way the more that you accept all parts of who you are and receive that love from yourself as well. And you will be surprised. You will be be so surprised as more love starts flowing out of you to the people around you as you allow those aspects of yourself to dance in unison. Mike, do you have any questions regarding what we have shared with you today?
No. It's really interesting you'd say that, but no, I don't.
You may not feel the need to express this internal joining together of these aspects of you with those around you, but you will know that they are coming together in a greater, more dance-like way as you have people around you remark that something is shifting. They will remark that there is a greater degree of both of these aspects of you flowing in your life. You could just smile and say, yes, I'm dancing. I'm dancing inside. I'm dancing inside with my masculine and feminine and becoming more comfortable with the totality of who I was created to be. And I am learning to enjoy all aspects of myself. Even now, we invite you, if you would allow us to, show you what that might feel like inside. Would you be willing to close your eyes for one moment? In this moment, with your eyes closed, seeing in your internal world whatever visual arises to embody the masculine aspect of your being. Seeing that visual in your mind's eye. And then begin to allow a visual of your divine feminine aspect to arise in your mind's eye. Whatever that looks like, it could look like a physical object. It could look like a color, an animal. It could look like an aspect of yourself. But whatever comes into your mind's eye in this moment, seeing the masculine take a step out on a metaphorical dance floor in your mind, seeing the divine feminine take a step out onto the dance floor in your internal world, and seeing their hands stretch out toward one another as their fingertips begin to touch, allowing a feeling to rise within oneself of connectivity, of acceptance, of mutual appreciation. And as their hands pull one another close, the divine masculine and feminine aspects of you begin to slowly sway to the right and to the left, feeling the heartbeat of both of those beautiful divine aspects of your being beating in unison. And as they begin to sway farther to the right and to the left, they begin to take steps around the dance floor. And a feeling begins to rise within you of unison and acceptance and joy. That there is no need to be one or the other, but there is a allowance for all that you are. Feeling in this moment the divine masculine taking a little bit more of the lead, and feeling that strength in the steps, feeling the strength in the arms, feeling that strength rising up within you and celebrating that. And then feeling the guidance, the internal intuition of the divine feminine beginning to lead the dance now. Feeling the flow of the creative force, a wind rising up from your ankles, swirling around your legs, all the way up around both torsos and spinning around your heads. Feeling that divine creative force guiding the dance. Feeling a resounding openness of one's heart. Feeling the connectivity and the joy of accepting all of who one is. Deep breath in, breathing in all of your beauty and divinity. Deep breath out. So beautiful, so beautiful. Sam, have you been experiencing grief or loss in your life recently?
Yes.
Is there an animal involved?
Yes.
Is it a cat?
No.
It is not a cat. Is it a dog?
Yes.
Do you have a cat?
No.
Have you had a cat? There is a strong sense of a cat. Oh, fascinating. Grief is not to be ignored. Grief is oftentimes unwelcome friend. Grief is not something that you pursue, and yet grief oftentimes pursues you. In this season, it would be to your benefit to allow the grief to pursue you rather than running from it or avoiding it. Ah, ha, ha, ha. It is an unwelcome friend that has much to teach, and not only you, but all of humanity. Grief is the season when one gets in touch with not only what one is grieving at the moment, but any unresolved grief that is still hanging around your life. The loss is like a portal that allows one to access other losses that may not have been processed or grieved or even recognized. There may be times in your past where you have experienced loss of expectations, unmet expectations that will now arise in one's consciousness because the loss that you are experiencing has opened the door to that aspect of your experience. Do not close the door to those unmet expectations that are arising. As if it is like a neighborhood cat that is seeking to sneak its way into the crack of an open door, rather than shooing it away, allowing it to come and visit you and swirl around your feet, allowing the tail of grief to swirl around your calves, and rather than kicking it away, allow it to visit for a short period of time, not to grow too familiar as if to get stuck in a season of grief, but to allow its presence to work its way into your heart, to allow that which needs to manifest to come up and out and through and find its way into another aspect of this life that you live, not allowing it to stay with you, but allowing it to come through you, out and on and beyond. And there are times when you may look out of the corner of your eye and see that grief sitting off to the side, as cats like to do, staring at you. And you can look back and not be surprised by its presence, but to meet it eye to eye, acknowledging the loss, acknowledging the pain, allowing the feelings to arise, and then go. There may be things that are arising now, even in this moment or season of grief, from when you were a small girl with disappointments around things that you did not have in your life, things that you wanted or desired. Allowing those to arise, seeing if there's any connection between that grief and any patterns that may be in your life at this moment. Because there are often times when one has felt a sense of loss or something missing in one's life from a young age, that there is a need to replace it or have more and more of it in this current season of life. And you may be asking why. Why do I want that so badly in my life? It does not make logical sense. Why, if I already have it, that I sense I need more and more of it, and yet it may be connected to the loss of expectations or desires one had as a young person. And by allowing that grief to arise in this current season of grief, healing and resolution can take place. Do you have any questions for us around this grief?
No, not at the moment. Thank you.
There will be people, if you allow this grief to arise, that may not understand what you are feeling or experiencing in this season because something happened in a different season. It is not for them to understand. It is an internal process for you to walk through with a select group of individuals or individual who do understand your process. It is a sacred and holy process to carry one's grief, not trying to get rid of it too quickly, and yet not trying to hold on to it forever. And so maybe the cat is the grief that wants to visit you. Yes. Dear Phil. Yes, you did not come here today for a message, but we have one for you. We have talked to you in the past about your arms, your legs, your wings. Yes, all of them spreading wide, getting traction, spreading yourself out. Yes. Taking up more space, I believe is how you guys say it these days, is it not? Taking up more space. We have invited you in the past to spread your wings wide and take up more space, and we want to acknowledge that you are beginning to do that. We also want to acknowledge that you can keep going. There are so many ways for you to bring your gifts to this world of yours through intuition and your abilities to see that which others do not see, to feel that which others do not feel, to say that which others do not say. This is a form of taking up more space, and it is not to be avoided. It is not to be embarrassed of. It is not to be even like insecure about. No. It is to be stepped into with a greater degree of confidence. Why? Because you have a giftedness that others are in need of, and we as your friends are telling you must continue this path in order for you to feel a greater degree of self-fulfillment. That as your wings stretch wider and wider, although it may feel uncomfortable in the beginning, it will result in you feeling a deep, resounding sense of fulfillment. Yes. This is who I am. Yes, this is who I'm called to be. Yes, this is my giftedness in action. Yes, this is me. This is me, and it feels so good. So we acknowledge you are doing so beautifully, and we continue to cheer you on in stretching your wings wide, taking up space and taking flight in the midst of your greatness. Do you have any questions for us today, Phil?
Can't think of any at this moment in time. I know, but let me just... when you've given me this message before, though, you've said about putting myself out there in terms of the work I do, and obviously we're working in this way. Is there any one aspect, because obviously the hypnotherapy side and then the mediumship and the
Yes. We are so glad you asked. It has to do with pen and paper, because you continually take notes while we are talking. And do you see a connection that you like to write things down? It is because you have a special connection with the written word. And so if you have a special connection with the written word, that means that those who read your written word will have a deep connection with those words as well. Why? Because you have a connection. There is a connection. Have we said connection enough? Yes, because there is a connection. There is something about you writing things down, putting pen to paper. It means so much to you. It's capturing a thought, an essence, an image, an idea. And that means that when there is such an infusion of your mind, your spirit, your heart into those words, that when other people read them, they will feel that as well. And so this may take form in you writing letters to people you know. This may take form in you writing things that are putting out onto the web. It may take form in writing things that ultimately result in a physical book. You have things to say. You have things to capture that other people will benefit from.
I agree. Thank
Did
you.
you write that down?
That's cheeky. That's very cheeky.
Do you have any more questions, any of you?
No, David.
No.
No.
But thank you, though. Thank you very much.
There is something we want to bring to the attention of anyone and everyone. There seems to be a sense of heaviness in your world at this time. There is so much information that is being shared with you that is dark. And while we would not want you to be uninformed of that which is arising or unfolding on your planet, we will continually ask you to focus your attention on the light. You know that what you focus on grows. It grows for you individually, but also for you collectively. If your attention is on heinous behavior and heinous acts that are coming to light, your focus is not on the light, but on the darkness. The darkness is arising as a differentiation from that which is light. And in the midst of the differentiation, we invite you to turn your attention to that which is good and beautiful and life-giving and joyful and peaceful, not to ignore or downplay that which is unfolding, but it is a conscious and intentional act of what you are seeking to cultivate individually and collectively. This means that you have the ability to point your eyes, your ears, your voice in certain directions. What are you focusing on? What are you talking about? What is your focus in this moment? May it be on the ever expanding, ever increasing, ever present light. The light is revealing the truth. The light is revealing that which has been hidden in darkness. The light is revealing that which is heinous. And yet, when something is revealed, may your focus be on that which is light, so that you may cultivate more and more of that in your life. Even now, in the midst of that pause, you had things coming into your mind that you have been focusing on, rather than trying to remove them from your focus. The step in front of you is to replace them, turning your attention to that which you want more of in your life. Light.
Welcome back. How are you feeling, David?
I feel, I don't know how I feel. Aligned, vulnerable, open-hearted, full of love. All the same things I feel. Aligned, vulnerable, open-hearted, full of love. Yeah, that's what I always feel. Yeah.
Mike, how did you find the experience?
It was really interesting. I didn't expect it to be that specific or that accurate, and so I'm kind of just processing that a little bit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Was there any aspect of it that, obviously you've said it's quite specific and accurate, and you're still processing, was there anything about that really kind of struck home or really hit hard or landed quite heavily?
Yeah, I mean, I would say both the message specific to me and then the general one, I think, hit. The one for me in kind of managing the different parts of yourself and coming through authentically and being yourself is something I've definitely struggled with a little bit, and so that was interesting that came up. I didn't expect it to be that specific, and then I think I'm probably not alone and just kind of struggling with the heaviness of the world around us a little bit, and I thought that was just a good general message too that hit home really well.
Thank you. Samantha, what about yourself, my dear?
Yeah, again, like like Mike, I had no idea what really to expect. The message was not one that I was expecting at all, yet really quite relevant when I think about it. It's something I tend not to think about, so it's really, yeah. And again, it's taking that time to process everything and allow it to come, rather than pushing it aside, ignoring it, and moving on. It's allowing it to come now, and just, like you say, sit with it and be with it. Yeah. So yeah, really interesting. Thank you very much. And yeah, it just like reiterating what Mike's just said as well about the message around the world. Yes, so true. But yeah,
Thank you for joining us.
yeah, no, thank you.
Thank you guys so much for your willingness to be courageous and opening yourself up to these messages. And Phil, how was there was a message that came through there for you, I believe.
I know, I was quite surprised about that one. It was just, it's really funny because it was on point in terms, I've taken so many notes, and I've said, I've got, folders and folders of some extremely interesting cases, obviously, as well as recordings. And that is something that I've definitely considered, along with all my stories of the way I work, with the psychic stuff, and just gives people insights. But it was what I found really quite powerful, because the messages that you had for Mike and for Sam, there was something in those messages for everyone, and myself included. It just really, it just felt really deep. And there were certain aspects of the message that you gave to Mike, especially the male and the female. And I just, that really touched me as well, because I closed my eyes and I sort of did the whole the meditation, listened in with my eyes closed, and it was like, that's what I'm supposed to see. That's what I'm supposed to get. So there was something in that for me as well, Mike. And again with Sam and the grief, that was just very, very powerful. On point, definitely on point with both of our guests and myself, and the overall message as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Thank you for your courage in showing up and listening and being able to receive. And as I mentioned, if something resonates, receive it and process with your own, with spirit and your guides and source, and your even friends or family. Like, hey, I want to process this. This is what came through, and what resonates for you. What doesn't. The parts that other doesn't make sense, it might hit you, a little bit later. And if something else that just seemed like out of left field, just let it pass on by. But my heart is just, so filled with love for both of you in this process, even though I don't know you. Like, I just open myself up to love and being a conduit of love for you. And so, we just appreciate you. So, yeah. And Phil, thank you so much for holding space for me today. As you guys know, if you want to learn more about Phil and her work, intuitivehypnotherapy.co.uk. And we'll, as we schedule more of these, we'll put these out, and you can follow along. Of course, this replay will be available on our YouTube account at Awaken Magazine. You can find that on YouTube if you want to share this with somebody else. So, all right, until next time, great to be with you guys. All right.
Bye.